Hey, I'm Roxanne Taylor and I've just arrived here in Indonesia for the long weekend. Now, it might be a little extravagant to go overseas for just 2 days, but I'm here to tell you a secret today about how to fly for free. Maybe I should do an immigration form first. So I'm a frequent traveller and I've spent most of the last 2 years travelling the world making video and photo content. I'm an extreme budget traveller because I prefer to have more time to be free than working. So of course there is nothing better than free flights. So I'm going to show you how you can do it too. So hit like, subscribe and let's go. Just at the arrivals at Denpasar Airport in Bali. And I'm just looking for my boyfriend Jerry. This is going to be the first time that I'm going to introduce him to you here on YouTube. Oh my god. There he is! Hello! Oh my god, I missed you. He is a traditional artist from the island of Java, and I actually did a video on him last year when he did a traditional hand poke tattoo for me on a beach. So if you've been watching closely, you might have already known about him. Hammock life for me. So we're back at a humble abode here in Canggu and we are so lucky to have this place. It actually belongs to our friends who are back in Holland at the moment. They do the epic 6 months off, 6 months on thing, and I kind of live my life in the same way too now, though a bit more unstructured and ad hoc. You can probably actually hear our neighbour out there playing guitar. It's a nice little soundtrack. Hello, you're so good. Alright, now let's get stuck into it. Here are my top tips for free flights, and you don't even have to fly to rack up the points. So if you're thinking about a big trip in say 6 months or a year from now, it's the perfect time to make sure you've got a bank of free flights when the time comes. And I went years, literally until 2 years ago. I could have actually stacked up enough points to fly for free all those years and I had no idea. So I want to share with you what I've learned so that you don't miss out too. So the first thing while we go to get some coffee is signing up to the frequent flyer loyalty systems. Most airlines do this and it's just like how you get a stamp on your coffee and get the 10th coffee free, though it's a little more complex. And if you play it right, it'll be insanely valuable. So watch until the end to get all my tips. Now this coffee shop was recommended to me by a colleague, thanks Alana. They make all their own almond milk and it's the most delicious coffee I've tasted in my life. Alright, now I'll film a bit more while Jerry works on a new tattoo design over there. Now I personally use Velocity, which is the Virgin Airline loyalty program, because it's linked to many other airlines, so you can use your points to fly with Singapore Airlines, Tiger, Etihad, and the list goes on. So next step, if you can, is get a credit card that's linked to your frequent flyer program. Now this is the biggest point earner and they go hand in hand because you don't have to be a frequent flyer, you just have to be smart. So while flights automatically give you points, the credit card is a major booster, and I have the Velocity Platinum frequent flyer card. Now I'll put a link below. It gives me free travel insurance, a free domestic return flight every year and 2 free airport lounge passes, but it's a goldmine for points. Now they give you a massive sign up point bonus, usually around 50,000, but when there's a special promotion on, which is right now, which is why I'm making this video, it can be insane. Okay, disclaimer. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can advise the opposite way and say don't get a card if you're not good with money. You will get charged interest and it'll get out of control. But if you're sensible, or you're like me and you've learnt your lesson, this could be your golden ticket around the world. Most of my tips in this video are still relevant if you don't get a credit card, so keep watching and I'll share how. Here's a tiny snippet of one of our favourite music venues in Canggu called Deuce. It's actually where Jerry and I first met. So you've got your credit card that's linked to the airline loyalty system. Now let's rack up some points. to get the big bonus points sign up at the start, you have to spend a certain amount for the first 3 months usually. So I timed it when I had to buy a new laptop. Just time it for when you've got to buy one of those big ticket items, and you'll not only get the epic bonus sign up points, but you'll also get points per every dollar spent on that new item. Ready for lunch? So we've just come to one of my favourite little warungs here in Bali. This is the spinach. This brings me to my next tip about funneling all your everyday expenses, whether it's restaurant food when you're in Australia or your regular groceries, utilities, absolutely everything you can. Use that frequent flyer loyalty card, because then every dollar that you have to spend when you're at home is actually earning you frequent flyer points, so you can get your flights for free. So when you come on holiday, you got more money to spend on local currency to buy food like this. My next tip is Flybuys. Now, Flybuys is a loyalty program for a lot of big chain stores in Australia like Target, Kmart, Coles Express. So whenever you shop at those stores, you tap your Flybuys points and get points for that program. But the cool thing is that you can transfer your Flybuys points over to Velocity frequent flyers. So that is an awesome way to double dip, because you tap your Flybuys card for those points and then you pay with your linked credit card for the points per dollar spent. So pretty much everything you buy will be getting you points in one way or another, if not in 2 ways. And Flybuys also have really good email promotions. They had a deal to switch your gas supply over to clean heat gas. It actually worked out cheaper anyway, the product itself. But the cool thing was there was a bonus Flybuys points for changing over and signing up to clean heat, as well as monthly points per however much gas is used. So that's an additional top up that I continually get. Another good tip is every time you buy petrol in Australia, tap that Velocity card if you're going to a BP, and you'll rack up the points not only on the Velocity card but also on the credit card. If you don't have the credit card, then just use the Velocity card and you're still getting points for buying petrol that you have to buy anyway. So just rack those points up, baby. You can also use the Flybuys card if you go to Coles Express. So pretty much you're always guaranteed to be earning points when you have to spend that hard-earned cash. So get some hard-earned flights. I just bought these traditional Balinese sarongs. They're so cute. They're like $6 a pop and so comfy. Normally they wear these for formal ceremonies or work, but I'll actually rock them in my own way with a singlet top. Now, next tip. Here in Bali, it's mostly a cash economy, but if you like online shopping, you are going to love this. So there are major brands that are on the Velocity online shopping system. So if you purchase on there, you get epic points, and if you use that linked credit card, then obviously you double dip on the points. And so every now and then some brands will have big promotions where they have, up to 8 points per dollar spent. So you can really cash in here. I also have my eBay linked to every dollar spent. All those camera bits and bobs I always buy on eBay, they are all earning me Velocity points towards free flights. So you've got to keep an eye out for your email promotions, either on your laptop or on your iPhone. Velocity will put out regular emails with different deals that give you big bonus points, but obviously do not get sucked in and buy things that you weren't going to buy anyway or that you don't actually need, because then you might end up like we did with a puppy. Hello, who's that? So this is Tana. We found her on the side of the road when she was about 4 weeks old, and that was about a month ago. So she's still really small, and we're trying to find her forever home. Look how much energy she has now. Who's that? Oh, so cute. Little Bali dog. So she's now going to stay here at our friend's house because I'm going back to Australia to work, and Jerry's going to Jakarta for Ramadan. Wow. Okay, so we're getting a little bit closer to the end now. So this tip is about maximizing the value that you get from those points once you've got them. So it's really, really important here to remember that the point value doesn't correlate with dollar value. So you've got to really look at the website, at all the different flight legs that you're thinking that you might take, and then also compare that to the prices of what it would cost versus the points that it would cost. So if you want to be smart about it and get the most free flights as you possibly can, like I do, then make sure you are looking at that and get those high value flights for free. So in the last less than 2 years since I've had Velocity, I've flown Perth to Brisbane for free, Brisbane back to Perth for free, Singapore to Turkey for free, and London back to Bali for free. So if you play your cards right, you can get some high value flights for your points and get around the world for free. So there you have it, one of my many secrets to traveling often on a tight ass budget. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Roxanne Taylor Media. Click subscribe and check out my travel vlogs from all around the world, and I'll see you again soon.